there. How are you? Please come on in. Take a seat. Make yourself at home. Okay, so because we are rapidly approaching the last few scheduled sessions that we have, they are going to become increasingly deep, if you like. We are really going to get in there and clean up your ethereal body so that by the end of the 50-second session, you are ready for anything. Now, with that in mind, today's session is going to be quite relaxing, and I'm actually going to use some specialist tools that I have in order to prepare your aura, prepare your ethereal body for the work ahead, the journey ahead that we have together. So we will start by lighting a candle, your candle, and we will set the intention for clear-headedness. We will set the intention to be a clear mind, and through that clear mind, we can reach a clarity of thought. Okay? So that is our intention. To calm ourselves down, we will just do a couple of breathing exercises. We'll do 4, 5, 6. Okay? So, with me, in for 4. Hold. And out. In for 4. Hold. And out for 6. Final time, in for 4. Hold. And out for 6. Like I always say, with those breathing exercises, it's not so much about actually following the timings second for second. It is about manipulating and taking command of your breathing so that you're in control of your functions, and it grounds you. It allows you to have a better presence within yourself and within the world. Now, the tools that I have today are in this box, and they are used for precision energy work. So, it's an old set. It's actually Victorian, believe it or not, from jolly old England. And we have a number of tools in here. I won't be using all of them. But we have a small pair of scissors for cutting energy. We have an elaborate pair of tweezers for plucking energy, and one that I haven't used before. We have this instrument, which is used for scraping residual energy. So the process is as follows. We pluck with the tweezers. Once we have command of that, we cut with the scissors. Following that, we get in there and we scrape any residual energy that might be hanging around. And this is just for peripheral energy. As we were doing last week when we were doing the fluffing work that we spoke about, this is more to do with pruning. And I know this session and the last session have been towards preparation rather than action, but you have to prepare for the work ahead. Okay? So I hope you can forgive me for how long this whole process is taking, but it's important for the end goal that you are as ready as possible. So, with that in mind, I will be holding the tweezers in my left hand and the scissors in my right hand. And after we've taken an energy cut, we will go in with the scraper. Okay? So let's get in here and take a look. Already, I can see one that we can play with. And we pull like that, very gently. And then we cut. And then we get the scraper. And we get in there. And just scrape out any residual energy. And that is the entire process. We're just going to rinse and repeat until we've pruned enough around that will clear up the pathway for the work that we're doing next week. Okay? So, asking for your patience as I get to work. Oops, okay. If only I had 3 hands, huh? And this shouldn't feel uncomfortable at all, particularly around the eyes. We're not actually ever actually making a topical process. We're just getting in there and working with energy. The sounds are etheric. They are not corporeal. Okay, so don't worry. They're not of this plane. Perfect. And I know I say it every single time, but none of this is removing energy that you require. None of this is taking away something that you need. It is all excess energy. In my opinion, there is no such thing as negative energy, unless you're talking on a scientific level. But this process isn't entirely scientific. You have to leave some of those notions behind you. You know, you can't presuppose that this is a scientific process. It is the process as you interpret it. And however you interpret it is up to you. Pseudoscientific, scientific, spiritual, something else. That's up to you. It is not a replacement for traditional medicine or therapy, but can be a tool used in conjunction with those things. Okay? Now that sounded really serious. I got really serious for a second. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It's just something I feel strongly about. I just want you to always have the best possible care that you can get. Science for the body, therapy for the mind, spirituality for the heart. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. Some people's hearts aren't spiritual, and therefore they require something else. Perhaps poetry is your therapy. Perhaps music is your therapy. For your heart, science is therapy for the body. And therapy is therapy for the mind. I'm blabbering again. I'm so sorry that I blabber all the time. I don't know when to be quiet. That's just me, though. This tool set is older than the practice. It's weird, huh? But, and this is where the Greek philosophers among you are going to have a field day with me, because I can never remember if the cave of knowledge was Plato or Aristotle. I can never remember which was whom, or whatever. Never remember. And I always feel like a fool. But whomever it was, the cave of knowledge was the idea. And I believe that Byron wrote about it in his poem about Mont Blanc. I might be wrong about that as well. That knowledge is a cave. And that we go in to the cave, and all the knowledge we will ever know, or can ever know, is painted on those walls. And all we do as we grow older, or learn, is illuminate those illustrations. So it's not a case of learning something new. It's a case of remembering something that we already knew. So that's why do I bring that up? That's a good question. Well, one of the reasons I bring that up is because I said that these tools are older than the practice. A lot of things, synchronicity, things like that happen all the time. Something is there before it is required. Something happens before you know what to do with it. Something happens before you know you needed it. And that is synchronicity, which I'm sure you've heard of before. But if you haven't, I'll tell you about it anyway. It was popularized through my readings by, for me anyway, how I learned about it was the writings of Robert Anton Wilson, who not only came up with the concept and the popularization of the Illuminati, but also was one of the founders of the Discordian set of principles. Discordians is a Dada religion, and they don't really believe in much of anything. They believe in chaos, really. They believe in synchronicity, or don't, depending on how you look at it. And in Robert Anton Wilson's books, he wrote at great length about synchronicity and the power of coincidence, things that happen to us or around us that seem to accumulate, almost that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. You realize the whole once the sum is there, but until they are all together, you can't see them. And it's an interesting idea. I don't necessarily prescribe to it, but I would certainly recommend reading about it, even from just a theological perspective. It's interesting. Or an anti-theological perspective almost, because it's not theism. I almost made myself sound intelligent back there, huh? Almost. Not quite. A little smudge. It's gone. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm sorry about all that blabbering. I do it a lot. I think it's because I'm nervous. When I'm nervous, I talk. And I don't tend to stop. So I profusely apologize if you find any of that rambling, boring, or or prosaic or anything like that. Wasn't my intention. But you'll be pleased to hear that we are almost done with this pruning session. So you will not have to listen to me babble again for much longer. Just one more to go, okay? Here we go. Just scrape that down. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful work. And thank the tools that we used. We should thank all instruments of our purpose. And you're looking good. So with that pruning in place, next week and for the few sessions after, we'll be really getting in there and working your aura, working your ethereal body quite a lot. So I want you to prepare by charging some stones. Your choice. Choose ones that are appropriate for the specific chakras that you want to work on, whether you feel you have a deficit in one or the other. And also, and I always say it, but I really cannot emphasize enough how important it is, especially for sessions like this, that you hydrate, that you really, really hydrate. And I don't mean drinking just before the session. I mean consistently, 2 pints a day, whatever you can do, but just drink water, okay? All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming today. It means a lot that you still do. And I'm really looking forward to the sessions that we've got coming up. I think you'll really enjoy them. But in the meantime, I hope that you stay well, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.